What's up, guys? Today we are going to be slowing things down a little bit, and I'm gonna practice a skill that I've been saying I've wanted to work on pretty much since moving here. Filippo, who helped me out with the auto velox video that I filmed, told me about a different trail, and it's one that has a bunch of super tight switchbacks that are really difficult to navigate, and you gotta have some real finesse in order to get around. If you haven't figured it out yet already, the skill that I'm talking about is the Euro turn, or what I learned the Italians refer to it as the nose press. Now, that could be because in the United States, we refer to it as the Euro turn because it's so popular in Europe, especially with the way the trails are designed, super tight switchbacks, requiring perfect finesse and a whole lot of skill in order to navigate around tight, steep switchbacks. That being said, I cannot Euro turn, so today we're going out to learn together how to Euro turn. So before we get started, first we have to talk about what is a Euro turn. Oftentimes you'll find that if you try to navigate a really tight switchback through a regular riding style, just maintaining both wheels on the ground, trying to lean the bike and turn into the corner, you'll be unable to complete the turn. This is simply because the wheelbase of the bike is too long for the radius of the turn. It's too tight. So what do? You instead get up on your front wheel and swing the back of the bike around. That way you can set it back down and proceed around the corner, essentially shortening the wheelbase length of your bike so that way you can make the tight corner when it's a super tight radius. If you follow Global Trail Guide on Instagram, then you've likely seen my Bike Bucket Challenge video that I released earlier during the lockdown. I got up on my front wheel onto the bucket and then I hopped a 360 all the way around the bucket, came off and rolled out of it. However, when it comes to doing the opposite, hopping on my nose and moving the rear wheel around, I don't have nearly as much skill. Today, I'm hoping to practice that. Let's see how it goes. I'll get in a few practices behind me and we'll check back in. We'll count it. It's definitely hard trying to find that balance point of just enough weight on the front but not too much weight so that you end up going over the bars. Oh. The timing of the turn is proving to be so critical. Exactly when you're going to get up on your front wheel to swing it around the turn, you got to really know when is the proper time. Not when you enter the turn too soon or too late, but kind of that sweet spot of where it still gives you enough room to complete the turn and swing it around and carry on down the trail. I frequently have people ask me, how do I get better at X skill? How do I get better at wheelies, manuals, bunny hops, etc.? And I always tell everybody the same thing, and that is practice. It all comes down to practice. There are little tips and techniques and tricks that you can do here and there to fine-tune your skill, but at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is just putting in the time. And I always tell everybody, if you really want to learn how to wheelie, every time you go out and ride, just try to wheelie. It might seem strange because you're that guy in the parking lot who's always trying to figure out how to do a wheelie, and at the time, it's not even impressive. However, you get to the point of being able to just wheelie down an entire road or an entire parking lot by constantly practicing. With that being said, let's get back to trying to do these switchbacks, a skill that I can't do nearly as well compared to wheelies. Oh yeah! The other challenging part with this process is that typically each rider has their own preference they feel they can turn better at and they're more confident at. For me, in terms of trying this, it's definitely to the left. However, this is a right-hand switchback turn, so trying to swing it around, I don't have as much confidence, but I feel like it's going pretty well. And the good thing is this trail has a whole bunch of switchbacks on it, so we'll change it up and try a left-hand turn, swinging it around the other way. So here we've got a nice left-hand turn, so let's practice some left-hand Euro turns. This particular turn behind me is a perfect example of a switchback that has a really tight radius that is really awkward if you try to navigate it in a typical fashion. Without doing a Euro turn or nose press, it makes it really difficult to navigate. I'll show you that now, and you'll see how my wheelbase is just too long and it makes it really difficult to completely get around the turn. You can see that no matter how wide I try to make this turn, my wheelbase on my bike is simply too long and I can't get it to navigate all the way around in a quick, efficient fashion. So now we'll try the Euro turn that we've been practicing and see if that helps us with getting around. And there we go. You can see how much smoother that was, even with one hop. I haven't perfected it at all yet. I still can't hop super far, but regardless, it makes all the difference in trying to get around a turn. So especially once you refine that skill and I can get it better than it is already, you'll really be able to get around these turns quickly and efficiently. And on top of that, it's fun and it looks super cool. I gotta say, this is a workout. It is not easy, especially with sessioning it too and going up and down over and over a bunch of times. It's definitely fun though. I feel like I'm progressing and learning a little bit, but we're not done yet. Might as well take our new skills, head back up to the very top and get a full run all the way down, and I'll take you guys along for the ride. You may have noticed in the last video that I tried a new GoPro location. That time I had it mounted to my full face helmet right on the front, so it kind of changed the look a little bit, and it also stabilized out the video compared to the normal chest cam that I've been running. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought about that. Let's go drop in and have some fun. Switchback number one. Oh boy. Practice has not paid off. Not the best turn navigation, but I'll take it. Now comes the really tough one. Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, that one felt good. Whew. It is slippery. All right, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for joining in and watching me try to struggle through learning how to Euro turn. I certainly had a good time. I'm pretty tired for taking it easy today, I must say. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep working on it. Maybe later in the season, we'll do another video to see how I've progressed, or you'll just see a bunch of videos of me doing sick Euro turns. Probably not. I assume this is going to take a while to learn how to practice. But again, thanks so much for joining, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tell me where to ride next.